everybody, it's Amelia, and I just got a message from somebody that said it was okay for me to make a video, and but they don't want to know who it is, so that's cool. It says, this is their message, okay? I have a question I'm not really sure how to ask. I'm in the 5th month of weight loss monitoring, and certain things are starting to gnaw at me. You seem pretty consistent person that seems to stick with a plan. You post pretty consistently, you follow a pretty strict diet, and you seem pretty organized. These are all true things, by the way. I'm sure that you were all of those things before you had surgery, but it's precisely those things that seem to help you be successful after the surgery. My question is, why is it that you seem to be able to stick to the plan now versus before the surgery? What has changed? Well, for anonymous person, my type A personality sort of backfired on me before the surgery because I would be very strict and consistent, but after the surgery there's an interesting a side effect, and that is you're not hungry. I mean, maybe you didn't think about it, but when they do the stomach thing, you're not hungry. In fact, a lot of times in the beginning I had to try to remember to eat and make myself eat times when I didn't even feel like it because I wasn't actually hungry. And trying to explain not being hungry is like trying to explain God. You know, it's like, it's hard to wrap your brain around it until you've actually experienced what it's like to not be hungry. There's just no way to describe it. So yeah, the difference is, the reason why I am able to be more, strict and consistent is because we took hunger out of the equation. Now, I'm about 8 months post-op now, and hunger has come back for me, and the way I combat that is I've upped my vegetables so that I get a lot more, I get more food, but I'm still not really upping my calories that much. So I'm kind of making up for it that way, and I'm trying to still... They warn you about grazing because if you graze all the time during the stage when you're not hungry, you're building a pattern, okay? So if you eat every hour during the phase when you're not hungry, you're building a pattern that when you get your hunger back, you'll be eating all the time. So they always suggest that when you try to, you drink. I drink before I eat. Then you eat, and then you try not to eat. You try not to drink right after you eat, because if you drink, you're going to flush the food through your stomach, and you're going to be hungry again sooner. So I try to drink a bunch, have my food, then I try to wait at least an hour or so till I drink again, and then that puts, then I can drink a little, and then it's time for me to eat again 3 or 4 hours later. I try to put time between my meals because now that hunger's back, I've set this pattern of eating so that I'm not constantly eating, because the calories add up quickly. I can, at this point, probably easily eat 1,200 calories in a day if I wanted to. Maybe even 1,400. It wouldn't really be that hard. So to keep myself, I try to eat about 850 calories a day. So to keep myself below 1,000 calories, I have to be very mindful and put space between my meals. Okay, the rest of her message is, my big fear is that it'll allow the laziness and slackness that has stymied my weight loss efforts now to interfere with my weight loss after the surgery. I don't want to go all the effort to getting this procedure done, only to realize that I sabotage myself either way. I know that in the first 6 months you're pretty restricted physically, but what is the difference for you versus when you were 300 pounds? It's just mentally easier because you don't have that much further to go. Are your cravings and desires to eat more easier to combat now because your anatomy has changed? What about long term? Will your hunger and cravings always be more manageable? Well, like I said, hunger does come back. As far as cravings go, if I crave something, I just go and have a little of it. When your stomach's really small and you're not hungry, having a little of something is just, okay, back in the day when I was big, if I wanted something and I got some of it... Will you two stop fighting? The cats are fighting. Back in the day, if I had a little bit of... If I was like, I want some rice, I'd go and I'd get a huge pint of rice and I'd just... and I'd tear it up. Since the surgery, if I have a craving for something, I can go have a couple bites of it, or, a portion of it, and I'm fine. And I can go on with my day. It's nice. Like I went out the other night and I had sugar-free, fat-free frozen yogurt. And I got one, and Joel and I split it. And I'm looking around the ice cream shop, and everybody's sitting there with these huge waffle cones with 3 kinds of candy in it, and each person's eating their own big old ice cream. And I think to myself, wouldn't it have been great if back before, and before I had the surgery, that I could have lived a life where I could have just had some of something good, and not a whole bunch of it. But sometimes it takes getting the surgery to finally get to the point where you're living a life where you can live within reason and the amount that you should. Okay, the rest of the message. So I don't know. What's the difference now between now and when I was 300 pounds? I can't even describe to you what a difference it is to not be 300 pounds. I'm fascinated by it. I feel small. I feel wonderful. I feel flexible. I feel strong. I feel healthy. I just feel beautiful. That's how I feel. I feel like a completely content human being. When I was 300 pounds, I was embarrassed. I was struggling. I was having a hard time breathing. I always felt like I was taking up more space than I deserved. I don't know. I just felt out of control, and I feel so in control. Everywhere I go, I feel like food doesn't own me, and I am fully in control of my life, and I'm comfortable finally. So, yeah, that's how I feel. I feel so much better. She also says, I know it's probably not making a lot of sense, but the weightiness of the surgery is starting to hit me the last 2 weeks or so. I just want to know what the real deal is. What would prevent a person's self-defeating behaviors from eating away after their progress? So I guess the big answer to that question is hunger. Hunger is the huge... Hunger taken out of the equation just makes everything so much more doable. I mean, I was such a slave to the desires of my stomach and my brain. I was always completely, absolutely ate up with what my stomach wanted, or whatever my emotions wanted. So, yeah. Anyway, and in case you guys can't read this, it says no animal testing. It's too light. They should have put black on there. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was kind of cute. Like the little mouse is testing. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to answer that question, because I get this kind of question a lot, and it's like, ooh, actually, I had somebody comment on my week 37, I think, called me a disgusting F or something, just called me a worthless F. Oh yes, I'm a worthless F. I'm not going to say the whole word out, but why didn't you just go work out and eat la la? And the reason why I wasn't able to succeed before is hunger. Hunger is huge, okay? Hunger is big. Anyways, hope that helps, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.